Hello there, and welcome back to Will and Jack. My name is Will, with me today,
Jack.
So Jack, we're on the final episode of Band of Brothers. We've made it, we've journeyed from Georgia to England, then we've parachuted into France, then we've gone into Belgium, Holland, now we are safely in Germany, and now we're heading to the Alps. So we've been with easy company through a lot, especially the last episode. I mean, last episode, people say it's like one of the best TV episodes ever.
It slept under the radar when we're like, oh, I'll go to Germany now, and then just seeing it and then being like, oh my god, there's another little thing just adding to your mind, like this actually happened, and seeing it done so visually well, some of the special effects in that as well, and the practical effects, it just showed the horror of war. We've basically, like you said, this whole series has given you every palette of what war was like. You had like the friendship, the camaraderie, like the fighting. You've had every element shown of what human nature was like and what this whole World War II was.
Easy Company have been through it. They've been through it all. This is the last episode, so let's hope it ends on a positive, Jack. What do you think? Do you think the war ends?
Well, I don't know. We're going to have to see what happens. I think we're going to lose people. I really do think there's going to be an ambush here or something. I think Winters is going to die. Maybe even Spears, but if either of them two die, then it's the worst series I've ever seen.
Well, they are real people, so hopefully they make it through, but who knows?
Oh, straight into it.
Yep, no talking
No
heads.
interviews, straight into it. Again, it must be so like nuts watching this, these actual people. Some of them still might be alive, and like their family watching this and being like, wow, that's granddad or that's dad. Especially Spears, imagine how a badass that is. It'd be curious to see afterwards if people didn't like the way their characters were portrayed.
They go for the last time.
Here we go.
Points. July 1945.
It was more than 3 years since Lewis Nixon and I decided to join the paratroops.
Winters.
And more than a year since we'd first gone to war. I certainly didn't expect to find myself at a place like this.
You must go from Bastogne to that.
I thought it might be you. Yeah, I heard reports about a red-headed Eskimo.
Me and you.
Yeah.
What do you think you'll do after this?
Get some breakfast.
No, after.
I think he'd be a good teacher, Winters.
Well, it's funny you should mention it, because I had a meeting with Colonel Sink. He had discussed the possibility of staying.
In the Army?
Yeah, as a career.
Jeez. I'm gonna stay in after all that.
What'd you say?
Especially when you progress that high up, do you know what I mean, as well?
And he's 26 as well, don't forget.
There's a company in Nixon, New Jersey. It's called Nixon Nitration Works.
Well, sounds picturesque.
Yeah, well, oddly enough, I know the owners. Probably gonna expect me to make something of myself. I thought maybe I'd drag you with me.
Are you offering me a job?
We'll see how you do in your interview, but, man of your qualifications, I think probably scrape something up.
Maybe we could start a YouTube channel, react to videos.
I really
Better be a skinny dip.
Or he dies in like this.
Yeah, of course. The 1940s man dive. With a steak and an egg cooking on his back as he does
Drinking a pint of cream.
We'd entered Bavaria in early May, with the hopes of capturing Berchtesgaden. This famous town high in the Alps was the Nazi Party's symbolic home, and all the heads of the Third Reich had houses there.
Oh, Jesus, they're all up there.
The first step was blocking the roads.
Well, that's not gonna do anything.
Well, if you're the SS, you're not going to let us waltz into Hitler's house.
Perfect place for an ambush.
Yeah, literally, that valley.
Jets, I just had a conversation with General Leclerc. He told me he was first into Paris, and by God, he wanted to be first into Berchtesgaden. You fire up 2nd Battalion and outflank that French son of a bitch.
Yes, sir.
Spears is ready to reap.
Must be so eerie.
No.
Oh, I thought he was reaching for the strap, he's like...
The butler's reaching for the paperwork. I was trying to take the check-in books. They're going to see who's checked in. It's like the Epstein's logs.
Wow.
Oh. Do you not hear them coming in?
He's setting up the right amount of spoons, you know, in what order, you know, specifically.
Kitty would love this. How many brides get a wedding present from Hitler? You want to take half? I can't carry all this.
The looting must have been like crazy.
Yeah.
Well, wouldn't want that to happen.
Spears loves. He likes shiny things, doesn't he? Spears. It's like a magpie.
The Eagle's Nest was a surprise birthday present for Hitler, built with Nazi Party money. A mountaintop stone retreat, 8,000 feet up, accessible by a gold-plated elevator.
It must have been so cool to go in Hitler's house, be the people to take Hitler's house.
That Nazi gold.
They killed themselves.
Dropped himself.
Oh, I popped the champagne.
Is that him and Hugo Boss?
It's Hitler's personal photography album. Neville Chamberlain there.
Hey, have a drink. Come on. Just so as we can say we saw you do it.
Listen up.
Such a tease, Winters, wasn't he?
Ready for it? Listen up. German army surrendered. I got a present for you. Come on.
The Germans have surrendered, Jack. I love how they're just like that's it. It's not like in the movies where they're all like, yeah. But that's how you would have found out. They would be like, oh, Germans have surrendered.
I still feel like there'd be some rebels or out thingies still fighting a little bit, you know, being like, no, this isn't, you know, like really devout, like right-wing Nazis that would keep fighting.
What is this place? Hermann Goering's house?
Oh, Goering. Jesus, Top Gun Maverick coming through as well. It'd be gold and jewels.
Even better for him. It's Goering's personal wine collection.
Oh my god.
10,000 bottles of the world's finest liquor, wine, and champagne helped Easy Company mark the day the war in Europe came to an end.
Heading for Austria in the morning, but don't feel you have to leave anything here for whoever comes next.
Austria, sir.
Happy VE Day.
Yeah.
Instead of an aggressive combat unit, we became an occupation force. And no one wanted to leave Berchtesgaden. Until they saw Austria.
Whoa.
So you reckon they'll make us run up those or ski down them?
It's got nothing on Aldershot though, does it, Jack?
The scenic beauty of Aldershot far outweighs this.
The war is over!
But just, if the war was over, would you still not be paranoid? That you never know.
Yeah, like like I said, I still would think that
someone's going to
as
kick
you
off.
said, there was like guerrilla groups or like people that still fight. Look at that view.
Yeah, that is insane. There's barely anywhere like that in England.
I wonder what will happen to us, to people like you and me, when there are finally no more wars to occupy us. Please accept this as my formal surrender, Major. It is better than to lay it on the desk of a clerk.
It's a man of honor.
You may keep your sidearm, Colonel.
What, do you reckon he'd be pushed into Operation Paperclip then?
Probably, yeah. He's just like a genius scientist.
Literally, yeah.
What does this look like?
The face of withering fire from a suicidal enemy being
Japan.
Yeah.
into the hill.
So they're still fighting in Japan.
Yeah. So this is now setting up for their sister season, isn't it? The Pacific.
So when are we going?
We don't have a date yet.
We gonna tell the men right away?
Some of them will have enough points to go home instead.
Not many.
Oh, wait, they're talking about some of the people going to Japan still.
Yeah, they have to go to the Pacific.
Yeah.
All new replacements ready to fight. That means rifle ranges. That means daily close order drills. That means troop reviews, but above all, it means physical training. Get your NCOs on it.
They're gonna love you.
Yeah, the war's over in Europe. You go through all that, and you then got to be shipped over halfway across the world to some jungle.
Oh, God damn it, Shifty. You let him get away. Army ought to be glad to be rid of you.
I wish, you know. Seems they want me to stay around a while.
You serious?
How many points you need?
15.
15, Jesus.
General Taylor is aware that many veterans, including Normandy veterans, still do not have the 85 points required to be discharged. On this, the anniversary of D-Day, he has authorized a lottery to send one man home in each company, effective immediately. Serial number 130-66266. Sergeant Darrell C. Powers. That's how it's
He's going home.
General Taylor has also announced that the 101st Airborne Division will definitely be redeployed to the Pacific. So, beginning tomorrow at 0600 hours, we will begin training to go to war.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Not much celebration time.
You'd have no morale, would you? You'd just be like, can't be bothered.
Jesus, the amount of reaping this, air division's done.
Back home in Virginia. Well, I just don't rightly know how I'm going to explain all this.
You're a hell of a fine soldier, Shifty. There's nothing more to explain.
Thank you, sir.
And just like that, he's gone.
The war's over, but the fighting still goes on for the men at home.
2 days later, Shifty Powers was on a truck headed for the rear in a boat home. Unfortunately, the truck was hit head-on by a drunken corporal from another regiment. Shifty had a broken pelvis, a broken arm, and a bad concussion. He survived, but had to spend the next few months in a series of hospitals. I wish I could say that he was our only casualty in Austria.
Oof.
How am I supposed to tell her I had the chance to come home to her, finally? Decided not to, so I could go jump on Tokyo.
All right, so don't tell her.
You know, the reality is you're going to sit here in Austria for 6 months waiting to go, and I'm going to be back in Wilkes-Barre, making babies.
You didn't tell him?
No, I couldn't get him to shut up.
What? Tell me what?
Guts and Glory here applied for a transfer.
What?
13th Airborne are heading out for the Pacific right away.
Winters is on his way.
Are you in on this too?
I can't let him go by himself. He doesn't know where it is.
So you were given command of the company on D-Day?
That's right.
I remember this. The textbook operation.
Yeah. I remember him from Fleabag.
Yeah, the vicar.
He bumped you to Battalion XO.
Yes, sir.
Yes. He's remembering. Oh, that boy he shot, wasn't it?
We got through it.
God, you can't imagine,
I
can
know.
you?
It's almost like going, you're back there with them. Because those 3 episodes are like some of the hardest to watch.
It was that, one of the explosions and the flashing. Just imagine how loud it would have been in real life.
Because if you think you need more combat experience to get stars on your helmet, let me tell you something, son. You've done enough. Major, I took this meeting out of respect for your achievements. And for the 101st. And frankly, I think you men have earned the right to keep you around.
It's not going.
So I would stay in Austria for the time being, waiting for orders, and trying to watch over soldiers who had no enemy to fight.
Bored soldiers, that's a recipe for disaster.
Slave camp said this is where the guy lives, right here.
Which camp?
Whatever camp. Under direct orders, and I'm happy to follow it.
He's getting a bit trigger happy, that one there, isn't he, as well? Like, he's getting a bit-
You've seen some things, man.
What if he's innocent?
You know what? What if he's a fucking Nazi commandant of a fucking slave camp?
Which one? Which camp? You don't have any proof.
Were you at Landsberg?
You know I was. Wer sind Sie? Was machen Sie hier?
What?
Ich habe gar nichts.
Shut up.
Was machen Sie?
Where?
He's gonna shoot him, you know.
Liebgart says so. He probably is.
Oh. I missed him.
Shoot him!
No.
Oh.
What a shot.
Summer in this alpine paradise should have been a welcome relief, especially now that we were at peace with the Germans. Everyone just wanted to go home.
5 years. I think I was in every country, but France was the best.
German police officer.
The end of my second war.
Did you hear that?
Jesus, he was in the first one.
Yeah.
I have 81 points.
It's just not good enough.
What's the total again? 85. So if he was at Bastogne, he probably could have gone home.
Möchten Sie nach München gehen?
Ja, bitte.
Bitte.
I tried to learn German. It was so difficult.
Machen Sie dort! Sind Sie verrückt? Get in. Hä? Das können Sie nicht machen!
Too bad.
Oh, Jesus.
Did they just crash?
I think that's like Patton died. No, the general. US general.
He was dead when they brought him in. 75 points.
What?
He was 10 points short.
The enemy had surrendered, but somehow men were still dying. Young men who wanted to be home with their families by now, who'd served with distinction since before Normandy, were stuck here because they didn't have the points. What they did have plenty of were weapons, alcohol, and too much time on their hands.
Just driving around drunk.
Yeah. They've got no seatbelts either, do you know what I mean? Like, and there's little car.
They go flying.
You okay, Matt? You need some help?
Jesus.
They wouldn't give me any gas. Krauts.
Private, we got a problem here.
Do you have any gas?
Why don't you give me a weapon?
It's like Full Metal Jacket,
I
isn't
guess I'll just use his jeeba.
Hold on a second now, right? Start!
Jesus.
He's not gonna make it.
You can't operate on him?
Not me. You'd need a brain surgeon. And even if you had one, I don't think there's any hope.
You find the shooter, I want him alive. Come on, help me.
What are you doing?
We're gonna go find a brain surgeon.
Take a squad and one of these witnesses on a house-to-house search. Should we shoot this bastard on sight? Try and take him alive. Where's Grant now? They took him to a crowd.
They're always so bored. They're like, this is a good little mission, you know what I mean? Like,
well, he's been with them since D-Day, I think, that guy. And he just gets shot by one of his own men.
Come with me.
Why?
Get in the Jeep.
If you're going to shoot me, shoot me. If you're not, put the gun away.
Get in the Jeep now.
What happened to him?
He was shot in the head.
Half hour ago.
Which sounds quick.
If you want him to live, you'll help me. First, by putting that away. Let me drive. We'll get there faster.
Somebody's taking a bigger beat than me or him.
Wanna play a different game?
Huh. Same game, just shove him up, you know?
Where is he? How's Grant?
Where is he?
He okay?
Where is he?
Replacement. Our company.
Replacement as well.
What weapon?
Oh. When you talk to an officer, you say sir.
They know Spears will do it as well.
Have the MPs take care of this piece of shit.
Have who?
The military police.
Grant's dead?
No. Crowd surgeon says he's gonna make it.
I survived.
Wow.
Imagine being that guy, though, who shot him. I wonder if he knew what he was doing. Because he was obviously drunk.
I'd like to resign as company first sergeant. If I have my choice, I miss being back amongst the men. I'd be happy to go to staff sergeant, whichever platoon you want to put me in.
You want to take over Sergeant Grant's platoon?
That would do fine, sir. Oh, sir, you make your decision yet? Yeah, I did.
Seems Spears is he's a great war leader, but during times of peace, he's not that great.
I mean, it's absolutely irresponsible to leave them in the hands of the wrong person. They're too much of a valuable resource to the military.
So you've decided to stay in the army?
Yes, I'm going to stay with the men.
You stay.
So some of us would stay by choice. But others were stuck here unless we could find excuses to send them away.
So it's an airborne exhibition. They have one of every Allied combat plane they've used in the war.
Uh-huh. I mean, yes, sir.
You'll be like a technical advisor and make sure they get everything right.
No, sir. Paris is just fine. If you need me to go, someone has to be there.
Yeah, we do. We absolutely do. I don't think we'll see you back here anytime soon.
I won't let you down, sir.
Oh, he's earned a handshake from Winters.
The Army, when they give a man a battlefield commission, make him an officer. They usually don't let him stay with the same company.
Yes, sir. I figured this was coming.
They've given me the choice as to where to reassign you, and I thought battalion headquarters might be a good place.
I can think of few better, sir.
Donnie's done.
Good.
So he's staying in the army, Donnie?
He's an officer now, but he's being put in the headquarters, so he's going to be nowhere near the front. Is he an Indiana Jones? Is he the one who gets his face melted?
I'd like to address my men briefly.
Oh, look who it is.
Captain Sobel?
Major Winters?
Captain Sobel.
Wait, Major Winters is above him now, surely.
Man, it's been a long war. It's been a tough war.
Ihr habt tapfer und stolz für euer Vaterland gekämpft.
You fought bravely, proudly for your country.
Ihr seid eine ganz besondere Truppe.
You are a special group.
Die unter Kameraden,
among brothers,
die Fuchshöhlen geteilt haben,
Speeches for them as well.
It is, yeah.
zusammen gesehen haben und gemeinsam gelitten haben.
who've seen death and suffered together.
Ich bin stolz, mit euch gedient zu haben.
I'm proud to have served with each and every one of you. You deserve long and happy lives in peace.
There you go. See, even for them. I wonder if there's like a German version of Band of Brothers. Band und Bruters.
Take a look at these two kids. What the hell happened to them?
New Jersey, huh?
Yeah. Think about it. Yeah, I am. Time to go to bed.
Just constantly hungover now.
From the grog. Oh, sliding straight. Look at that view. I could hit a dinger over that mountain. You know what I mean?
Look what it is on base. What a hit.
But Compton came back to see the company to let us know that he was all right.
Amazing.
He became a prosecutor in Los Angeles. He convicted Sirhan in the murder of Robert Kennedy.
Oh, wow.
And was later appointed to the California Court of Appeals.
Jesus! Bobby!
David Webster became a writer for the Saturday Evening Post and Wall Street Journal. He went out on the ocean alone and was never seen again.
Gosh.
Jesus.
Johnny Martin would return to his job at the railroad and then start his own construction company. He split his time between Arizona and a place in Montana.
So he was still alive when this was being made then?
George Luz became a handyman in Providence, Rhode Island. And as a testament to his character, 1,600 people attended his funeral in 1998.
Wow.
Jesus, 1,600.
Doc Rowe died in Louisiana in 1998.
So they all lived long lives.
He's been a construction contractor. Frank Bracani returned to Chicago and worked a postal route as a mailman. Joe Liebgott returned to San Francisco and drove his cab.
He's got the mouth to be a cab driver.
Bull Ranneman was one of the best soldiers I ever had. He went into the earth-moving business in Arkansas. He's still there.
God, he's still alive. He was still alive as well. Still grafting. You know, it goes back to the US. That shot.
Moore returned to Wyoming with a unique souvenir: Hitler's personal photo albums.
He stole them.
He was killed in a car accident in 1958.
Oh no.
Carwood Lipton became a glass-making executive in charge of factories all over the world. He has a nice life in North Carolina. Donald Spears stayed in the Army, served in Korea, in 1958 returned to Germany as governor of Spandau Prison. He retired a lieutenant colonel.
I think Thingy was in Spandau Prison, the second in command to Hitler.
Spears served in Korea.
For Easy Company, it was D-Day plus 434.
Wow.
Fast man would have had it, Perko. Listen up.
This is what goes to Japan, though.
Got some news. This morning, President Truman received the unconditional surrender from the Japanese. War's over.
Each of us would be forever connected by our shared experience. And each would have to rejoin the world as best he could.
That's it. The war's over. Just like that.
Lewis Nixon had some tough times after the war. He was divorced a couple of times. Then in 1956, he married a woman named Grace, and everything came together for him. He spent the rest of his life with her, traveling the world. My friend Lou died in 1995.
When I was born.
Maybe you're the reincarnation of Nixon.
I took up his job offer and was a personnel manager at the Nixon Nitration Works until I was called back into service in 1950 to train officers and rangers. I stayed around Hershey, Pennsylvania, finally finding a little farm, a little peaceful corner of the world, where I still live today. There is not a day that goes by that I do not think of the men I served with, who never got to enjoy the world without war.
So good, this ending.
It's a very unusual feeling. It's a very unusual
Yep, this whole time it was him.
We knew that we could depend on each other.
Lipton.
And so we were a close-knit group.
I don't know anybody that I admire more than Bill Garnier and Joe Toy and
I'm just one part of the big war, that's all. One little part.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I'm proud to be a
he's
part of it.
He's the one who got his leg blown off.
Yeah.
Sometimes it makes me cry.
He even sounds like
real
him.
men, the real heroes, are the fellas that are still buried over there.
Babe,
and
that's
those
it.
that come home to be buried.
And after the war was over,
Shifty.
he came back
That's the
out,
sniper guy.
well,
Yeah.
You lost a lot of that.
So this whole time when you're watching the beginning, it was them.
We lucky few, we band of brothers.
Grandpa, were you a hero in the war?
Oh, don't cry, Jack.
Grandpa said no. But I served in a company of heroes.
Gets me every time.
Nearly cried. Nearly got me.
Oh, what a show.
Wow, that was brilliant, wasn't it?
What a
that
show.
was really good.
So a lot of them managed to get home, but a lot of them didn't at the same time.
Yeah, that was nuts the way that they did. I knew that some of the people, obviously thinking there was some of that. I didn't think there would be the big ones like Winters. I don't know. I thought they were going to die, but yeah, seeing him because he was in it for quite a lot. That one guy.
The Lipton was in pretty much every episode.
Are they all dead nowadays?
I think they all are now.
They probably are, aren't they?
I think Winters is not like after this though, like quite recently. That's why if you got a member of family who's old in the war, you got to take down their stories because they're all going to be gone soon.
Imagine just seeing that and being like, oh, blah blah blah, Uncle Thingy's there or your best mate and watching that show.
Yeah, like imagine being Winters' like grandson or son watching this. Like you can just watch this if you ever want to remember.
I really did think it was brilliant. I can't fault it. It didn't just, you get war films, just bang, explosions, blah blah blah. That showed every aspect of what war was like, covered in each episode.
And there's no fighting in the last two episodes. It's just
nothing.
There's nothing. It's just them, and they're the best two episodes. But yeah, I think it's the best TV show of all time. I still stand by it. So yeah, stay tuned for our full review.